皆さん、こんにちは。まるさんとたまさんはまだ来ませんか？まるさんは日本に行くと言っていました。そうですか。じゃあ、まるさんはお休みですね。たまさんはたまさんは今日は忙しいと言っていました。そうですか。じゃあ、たまさんもお休みですね。Today we're going to talk about a useful Japanese expression, と言っていました。We use this expression to convey what someone else said to others. In this video, I will introduce the grammar points, including more natural expressions. I'll also explain how it differs from the simple past tense, 言いました。We'll have quizzes at the end to ensure you've got the key points from this video. Let's get started. To convey what others have said, similar to saying, person said something, we structure it as person は statement と言っていました。Notice that we use the と particle right after the person's statement. This is a quotation particle and it marks the quoted sentence. We also change the person's statement sentence to its short form. For instance, imagine Maru telling Shiro that he is going to Japan. 日本に行きます。And later, if Shiro wants to let others know what Maru said, Shiro would say, Maru said he's going to Japan. To do this, we change Maru's statement to the short form. Notice that Maru's statement ended with 行きます, which is a verb in its polite form. So the short form is 日本に行く. And then we add と言っていました. So the full sentence for Maru said he's going to Japan is マルさんは日本に行くと言っていました。マルさんは日本に行くと言っていました。Now, what if you weren't around when Maru made his statement about going to Japan? In such cases, it's better to avoid using と言っていました because this expression indicates that you directly heard or saw Maru say the statement. Here's another example. Shiro wants to tell others that Maru said he's doing good when she talked with him over the phone. In this case, Shiro would say, Maru said he is doing good. To do this, we change Maru's statement to the short form. This time, Maru's original sentence ended with 元気です, which is a not adjective in its polite form. So the short form becomes 元気だ, and then we add と言っていました. So the full sentence for Maru said he is doing good is マルさんは元気だと言っていました。マルさんは元気だと言っていました。Here's a quick tip to speak like a native speaker. When native speakers use this expression in casual conversations, we usually drop the い in 言っていました. So, と言ってました sounds more natural in conversations. However, for tests or assignments, please stick with the complete version unless your teacher instructs otherwise. If you're wondering, the informal or casual version of this expression is と言っていた or と言ってた. But please note that the informal version uses the past tense short form for verbs, which we haven't covered yet. We will explore this in upcoming lessons. Next, when students encounter this expression, they often wonder how it differs from と言いました, which also translates to someone said. So let's compare the nuances of each phrase. Saying person はと言っていました carries the implication that I directly heard or saw the person say the statement, whether I was there or I heard it through media. On the other hand, person はと言いました doesn't specify how I came to know that the person said so. It could be because it's a well-known quote by the person. Someone might have told me, or I might have directly heard them say it. So this expression simply tells the fact that the person said, and the emphasis is more on the act of speaking itself, and it's more used in writing or narration. Now, let's compare the nuances of these two expressions through a few scenarios. For the first scenario, let's say Maru tells you that he'll call you tomorrow, and you're telling someone that Maru said so. In this scenario, Maru-san wa ashita denwa suru to itte imashita accurately conveys the context. Maru said he'll call me tomorrow, and I heard him say so. On the other hand, if you say, Maru-san wa ashita denwa suru to iimashita, you lose the nuance of you actually hearing him say it, and it takes on more of a storytelling tone. If that's your intention, this sentence is okay. Scenario 2. You see someone on TV commenting about Japan's heat, and you want to tell someone about it. In this situation, you would say, その人は日本は暑いと言っていました. This accurately conveys the context. The person said Japan is hot, and I heard him say so. But if you used その人は日本は暑いと言いました, again, you lose the nuance that you actually saw the person say it. And it will sound like a storytelling. So again, if this aligns with your intention, the sentence could still be okay. Scenario 3. You're talking about a widely recognized story in which Archimedes said Eureka when he discovered a principle. In this case, saying アルキメデスはユリカと言っていました might come across as odd, as it sounds like you personally heard him say the phrase. So in this context, アルキメデスはユリカと言いました would be more suitable option between the two. Now, let's take a look at some examples. Imagine you want to let your classmates know that the teacher mentioned there is a test tomorrow. In this case, you'd say, the teacher said there is a test tomorrow. 先生は明日テストがあると言っていました。先生は明日テストがあると言ってました。Now consider this scenario. Your friends are planning to invite Tama for a party today, but Tama has already told you that she's busy today, so you want to let them know. In this case, you'd say, タマさんは今日は忙しいと言っていました。タマさんは今日は忙しいと言っていました。Now you might have noticed the use of the what particle twice in a sentence. The first what marks the topic of the main sentence. Tama said. タマさんは言っていました。The second what marks the topic of Tama's statement, which is she's busy today. 今日は忙しい。It's okay to keep both, but if the context makes it clear that Tama made the statement, you can omit タマさんは and simply say 今日は忙しいと言っていました。Next, let's say you heard the weather forecast predicting rain tomorrow, and you want to let your friends know. You'd say, the weather forecast said it will rain tomorrow. 天気予報は明日は雨だと言っていました。天気予報は明日は雨だと言っていました。In this case, you are not right there in front of the weather forecast. But this expression is appropriate because you heard it directly from the forecast on TV. Next, imagine you know that Chibi said something to Maru, and you're curious about what it was. You would ask, what did Chibi say? This would be, Chibi さんは何と言っていましたか? Chibi さんは何と言っていましたか? For Maru to answer this question, he said Shiro is funny. He'd say, シロさんは面白いと言っていました。シロさんは面白いと言っていました。Notice that we left out ちびさんは because the context clearly indicates that Chibi is the one who made the statement. Let's consider a scenario where you had a phone conversation with a friend and he asked you to pass along greetings to everyone. For so-and-so said hi, we might initially think of translating it as こんにちはと言っていました, which is okay, but a better or more fitting expression is みんなによろしくと言っていました。みんなによろしくと言っていました, which essentially means he sent his regards. Now let's try some quizzes. First question. Which is the correct phrase for my friend said he watches anime every day? Is it 友達は毎日アニメを見る言っていました or 友達は毎日アニメを見ると言っていました The correct answer is 友達は毎日アニメを見ると言っていました Remember, the quotation particle と is added after the sentence stated by the person. Next, how would you say, what did the teacher say? Is it 先生は何と言っていましたか or 先生は何と言っていましたか The correct answer is 先生は何と言っていましたか For the question, what did someone say? We use 何と言っていましたか Next, can you say, he said he likes Japanese language? For this question, let's assume that it's clear who said the statement from the context. The answer is, 日本語が好きだと言っていました。日本語が好きだと言っていました。Next, can you say, he said he often drinks tea here? The answer is, ここでよくお茶を飲むと言っていました。ここでよくお茶を飲むと言っていました。Last question. You heard from your classmate that the teacher said there will be a test tomorrow. Do you think using と言っていました is suitable? Choose yes if you think it's appropriate, and no if you believe it might be misleading. The correct answer is no, it can be misleading. Remember that と言っていました implies that you directly heard or saw the person making the statement. So if you weren't the one who directly heard the teacher say it, it's better to avoid using と言っていました